know he's in this province and that there is a Santa Blanca lieutenant who knows where he is.
I'll put a call into the activity, see if they can dig more intel out of the airwaves. Start looking for that lieutenant and keep me informed of everything via sat phone. Good hunting.
Saving Amaro is important to our cause, Yankee. Make sure you don't kill the Santa Blanca lieutenant before you get the chance to ask him questions.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Drew Bosley and Nathan Quinn from Untitled Gaming. Today, we'd like to give a big shout out and thanks to Ubisoft for today's review. We are reviewing Ghost Recon Wildlands on the Xbox One. It is also out for PlayStation 4 and PC. Nathan, what do you think of Ghost Recon? One of the probably the biggest games I've seen come out this year.
Oh man, I really enjoyed my experience so far playing it. It's been lots of exciting moments in the game.
Yeah.
Some good customization, not the best, we'll talk that later, but
yeah.
I really enjoyed this game so far.
It's very cool. Now, on the base premise of the game is that you're the ghost, and your job is to go in and infiltrate and take care of El Sueño, who is the head of the cartel, which has under him a bunch of more or less minions kind of things who take over certain aspects of Bolivia that you have to go in and raid. And the more you take out his supporters and the big bosses underneath him, it almost, you know what, the system almost reminds me of the Nemesis system.
Yeah, a little bit, eh?
Right? Yeah, it reminded me of how you would build up and you see kind of the layout of the map of the bosses you have to go and tackle. And then the more you make your way through that, then you eventually get to El Sueño, who is a badass. That guy is cool.
The video that they have to introduce him is pretty cool.
It's very good. The story, I'm intrigued. I like it. I like the story a lot, considering what happens is most times when you get to something that as open world as Ghost Recon Wildlands is that you lose the focus of the story.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that here at all. The story is always there. It's not necessarily at the forefront all the time, but it is there enough to know when you go in and you take out this camp, then you're getting radioed in from your handler, I'd say, to kind of keep you updated as to what's next and who kind of go after from here. It's really cool.
It's very it's very free. Like you can basically there's a few missions, do it as you will. There's no real there's mission 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just these are the missions. Have at her. Do the side missions if you want to make yourself better and to make the map easier for you. And
the whole thing is open from the get-go. It is up to you. I jumped into a plane or helicopter. No, I was on a plane, and I took off over the map that I hadn't been a part of yet. And as I get over there, I could see this target reticule come up on my plane, so I bailed out. But if I wanted to, I could have pursued going further, either dodging that or parachute in or however I see fit. But the map is there. Now each map region has a kind of like a level, a recommended level that is difficult. So whether or not you want to go and tackle that is up to you. But you have the freedom to go from one side of the map all the way to the other right from the very beginning.
It's very cool.
I cannot get over the sheer size of this map.
Yes.
What a technical feat within itself from Ubisoft to handle something so big and so vast. And the best part of all is it's not empty.
Yeah, it is very filled out. Even with wildlife, I walked through this one little area and I saw a little toucan bird. It zipped right by me. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It is so
deer.
good.
I've seen all sorts of things. And bushes and it's just, it doesn't feel empty like you said. It is very cool.
That's the biggest problem when you get into an open world game is that a lot of the places just feel deserted. Now it feels populated. It feels like there's a ton of objectives to handle and take care of. You're not left bored. I was not bored. I am not bored whatsoever. I still have stuff to go back and finish, but I'm not kind of wandering through going, what's next to do?
Yeah.
That was the most satisfying part, that I didn't feel left empty. Now, when you take a look after you complete the game, one of the things I liked most actually was the achievement system, because a lot of it is completed just by playing the game naturally. I thought they did the achievement system really, really well. I find a lot of places struggle, a lot of companies struggle when it comes to trophies and achievements. That they'll just nail you with some that are just almost unbearable to try and complete.
Unattainable. Like, you have to sit there for months.
And I don't want to do that.
No.
Because the game itself is big enough. So if I just go and tackle the game, most of it's already done by the time I've finished the game. Fantastic.
That is really cool. And a really cool moment that I experienced yesterday when I was just playing single player, my guys were talking amongst each other, and they were talking about like their families back at home, and it actually felt like it gave some, what's the word I'm looking for? It gave some realism to the story, I guess, and to the characters. It's not just like, here's your crew and it's totally meant to be multiplayer. It's like, no, they actually put some time into the single player aspect and gave your characters some, personality, I guess you could say.
Let's talk about your AI companions, because honestly, this is one of the biggest struggles I had within the game. At the very beginning, I found that they're almost useless. The nice part about having your AI group, and even when you jump online with friends and stuff, you and I hooked up online, we played the multiplayer, and when I say multiplayer, it's more of a co-op, right? It's all co-op. There is no PvP. There was rumors of that coming. We'll see if that ever comes. But when you play co-op, is that your companions shout out, kind of like they act like spotters. So then they tag all the enemy AI within the game. I thought that was cool. But the AI companions, when I play single player, I more or less kind of told them to hold up, and I go in and clear out the mission. And then, because I found they weren't doing anything. I did one mission, I had to go and interrogate this one particular guy right at the very beginning of the game. I'm probably maybe half hour in the game, and I'm tagging this one guy. I had to go over and interrogate him. And my AI companion was literally, I would say, 15 feet in front of him, clear as day. He could see him, line of sight was there. It should have been mission over or mission chaos. Is typically what happens when you get caught.
Yeah.
Is it all hell breaks loose, but nothing happened. I'm like, why? First of all, why are you there? And if you are there, then okay, but then my target should have spotted you, but he didn't. So I snuck up behind my target, interrogated, and moved on from the mission. It was just lacking in that part. It was unfortunate, is what it was.
Yeah.
Right? It was just that little part. I find they don't. I wish I could command them individually, because you command them as a group. So if I want them to head over to a target, they all head over at the same time. I would like to go tell you to go play that way, you go over that spot. That way I can kind of almost ambush if I want to, per se, right?
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It was very basic for the AI controls. It's true.
Yeah. The wheel selection I found wasn't intuitive enough to command the guys the way you wanted to. And even within that, I found it was hard to even select. You push up on the wheel and it wasn't hitting the target I wanted to select, for whether I wanted to hold up, to open fire, to move over in that direction. I move my analog sticks and I'm just getting frustrated because it's not selecting anything and it's just open.
Yeah. So one cool thing that the AI do have that you can use, is that you can sync targets, mark them, and then get your guys to call, or you can call out your guys to kill them.
Yeah.
So, at times if there's like 3 guys kind of lined up, like yesterday I had that.
Yep.
And there's like 6 guys, pegged off 2 with my guys, pegged off 1, the 2 guys ran over, and I was able to take them before the whole friggin' place got warned about it. So it was cool, but again, it's basic. There's not a lot of girth to it.
Yeah, it's satisfying when it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just doesn't work, but it is nice to sync up. I was doing that too. I was more or less standing back at one point, and I'd line up 3 targets. The problem is you have to get to that skill tree to upgrade enough to unlock those sync moments for your AI to help you out. So that's when my AI guys really kind of turned around the game for me, was when they were actually helpful to the point where I can sync up my targets, and then I just hit them, okay, engage, and then 3 guys drop, and then I shoot my guy. That is awesome. Very satisfying.
Yeah, totally, dude. And a nice thing too is if you go down and you're playing by yourself, you have 1 guaranteed revive.
Yeah.
Because that definitely saved myself like almost every time.
Yeah,
I went down at least probably once if I was in a heated combat.
Yeah. The cover system is unfortunately another issue I had within the game. when you go back and play Ghost Recon Future Soldier, that game had a cover system like nobody else. It was fantastic. You could slide in, lock into your spot that you want to be at the angle that you intended it to be, where Wildlands is, it just kind of snugs you up when it thinks you're close enough.
Yeah.
There is no prompt button to bring in and kind of seal you up against the corner of the wall. I'm at a corner of the wall looking to face around this way, and my back's to it. I'm juggling with my controls, and then I pop off the wall, and then glue back on it. It's just moments like that, unfortunately, take me out of the game. When it's hard, when I came from Ghost Recon Future Soldier, when it was so solid.
Oh, man, even like their newer title, The Division, they had a very smooth, in my opinion, a very smooth cover system that they could have easily just taken from, you know?
Absolutely, take that mechanic and use it, because this automatic just bump up against the wall and it's going to assist you.
There's a lot of walls
to
that
do
wasn't
that.
even doing it.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to like peek over the thing and I end up aiming into the wall, so then I have to like, you know, physically move over. It just, that was one negative thing for sure. Another negative thing.
And probably my last negative thing about the game, like I only have 3, really. For a game of this scope, this size, this magnitude, I only have really 3 major issues. And the last one is the drive mechanic.
Yeah.
Because it is so floaty. I cannot steer down down that road to save my life. Now, granted, the roads themselves are far from flat. It is awesome going up a mountain, and it is a 1-lane road you're going up, and you're twisting and turning and twisting and turning. But there's other times I'm off the cliff and I'm going straight down and I'm barreling down this mountain. Like it's just. And then you get into a helicopter, and the helicopter controls just aren't solid either.
They're not
the
the
plane
best.
controls I found were great. I did not have a single problem with the plane. But
It's the helicopter. I kept finding myself
it
doing
is,
this kind of thing, where it's like, why?
I just want to go straight.
Yeah, straight. Oh.
Yeah, I just want to go forward. Now, the weird part is I jumped in with an open lobby, because you can do that too. You don't have to just co-op with your buddies. You can go in and you just go to these camps that you more or less just start at. And there you can either join an open lobby or start a lobby with some friends. Joined an open lobby. We jumped in, jumped on the boat. No one that was a passenger would stay on the boat. They would fall off the boat. They wouldn't like lock in. It was really weird. I'm like, man, just some bugs. But again, it is so fun that these bugs I will live with.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I enjoy the game this much. It is. I like the skill tree. There is so much to unlock with the rebels that you eventually unlock as well. These group of bandits that will side with you to help take over Bolivia, to take over the cartel.
And you can even command them.
Yeah.
Once you unlock, you know,
Oh yeah.
more stuff in the skill tree.
The skill tree it's deep enough that I felt that I wasn't unlocking everything at once. But at the same part, I was like, oh man, I really want to get to this part. So then I got to go and you got to farm certain areas to get that skill point to upgrade. I liked it. It really, really worked well for me.
And it was good customization on the weapons. There's nothing where
Yeah, they
it
brought
didn't
back
feel very bare.
that
So
gunsmith where they blows the guns apart and
paint each piece and stuff. It's
It was-
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Microtransactions again are back. It is unfortunately a thing from Ubisoft that we see a lot of. There are certain kits and gear and things you want to see, but if you want that gear, then you have to physically buy it. You can't just play the game and unlock it, which was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, like at least make it so you have to like grind it or something. Like most other titles, it's like you can buy it for real money or you can play for however many hours. But this is just like nope. If you want to have your character with a cigar half in his mouth, smoking, shooting things, you have to pay real money. And that really hit me in a bad spot. The thing the Ghost Recon games had before, man, is that they actually had good AI controls. And I'm going back to like the way like Xbox and maybe the early 360 days, because like when I used to play it, it was awesome, man. Like the AI actually.
There's solid controls, right? You can pinpoint where you want to send your guys. Where I feel Ghost Recon Wildlands is really, where it really shines is when you play with your friends. Don't play with the AI unless you have to, but when you have the opportunity to play with your buddies and you bring that in, it is awesome. Whether it turns into chaos while you're there, because that's how often it goes that way, or if you're just out and about picking off little camps or upgrading your stuff or tagging this and tagging that or off flying to this mission. It is really meant to be played with your friends, and it's a highlight of probably this year for me for gaming.
Yeah, definitely good. Definitely recommend it for a good multiplayer experience, co-op experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you had to score Ghost Recon Wildlands, what are you going to score it?
I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it deserves to be given an 8. It's the scope of the game, the overall funness of it. It deserves an 8. It not quite a 9 because of those microtransactions and such, but
Some of the other little bugs and controls,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'm almost there. I wanted to, but I'm gonna go with a 7.5 just because of the couple other complaints we talked about earlier. But I think either way, it's a solid game. I'm still gonna go back. I think I might actually 100% this one because it is that obtainable that it doesn't feel like such a grind to get to.
I'm in. I'm
So-
100%ing it too.
Oh, yeah, it's
For sure.
fantastic. Well, as always, thank you everyone for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at 4nextlevelgamers. Nathan,
Or me at DoomGuyParker50.
and until then, we'll see you next week.
And thanks again,
And
Ubisoft.
remember, ghosts, credit is failure. You will burn the Santa Blanca drug cartel to the ground, but no one will know who was holding the match.